Francis Ngannou and the PFL have everyone talking again after calling out Jon Jones and making it clear he isn't done shaking up the fight world. What makes this moment even wilder is how his PFL contract works, because it's not a normal deal at all. It gives him freedom most fighters don't get, and that changes everything for his future. By the way, before we dive in, 99.8% of the people watching right now aren't subscribed. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming MMA news. And without further ado, let's dive into it.
When somebody shows you who they are, fucking believe them. You're both fucking wrong,
Yeah.
and I guess you're gonna have to learn the hard way. And here we are.
So safe to say, no interest in bringing him back. Better interest. You know?
I don't know how I can make it any more fucking clear.
Fair. I do wonder how PFL feel about him going out and saying that his contract's nearly done.
There was nothing that made me happier than throwing that guy over to the fucking PFL.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, if we let guys go, feel bad for the fucking company that gets them. We let them go for a fucking reason.
Yeah. I get it.
I don't have to let anybody go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to be in business with guys that I don't like and that I don't think are good guys. And when you talk about good guys and bad guys, I'm in the fight business. Shit happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty lenient when it comes to tough guy shit. I'm not lenient with bad guy shit.
Right.
Francis Ngannou explained that right now he is open to both MMA and boxing, but MMA feels more likely because his PFL contract is almost at the finish line. He said he is close to the end of the deal, and because of that, PFL has to give him a fight. He also said the end of the contract is coming soon, and that is why things are getting interesting.
As far as what you wish you could do next, MMA or boxing, which do you prefer?
At this point, anything that I get, and I think it's gonna be MMA, since I'm getting very close with on the PFL contract, so they have to give me a fight.
Okay, when you say close, what do you mean by that? Close to the end?
Yep.
Okay. When is that?
Soon.
Okay.
He was asked if the timing of his contract ending would line up perfectly for a Jon Jones fight. He made it clear that yes, his PFL deal will finish before something like the White House event happens. That is why he said he could explore options outside PFL if the contract expires before he gets that last fight.
You talked about wanting to fight Jon Jones at the White House, right?
Did I say that?
There was some talk about that. You said that would be the biggest fight on Twitter. You had mentioned that.
Yeah, I mean, yes, if that could have happened.
Right. What I'm asking is, obviously that would be a huge deal. We know you've always wanted that fight. Would your PFL contract end before that event happens so that it would work out to where you could explore that as an option?
Francis Ngannou said he is not too excited because the Jon Jones fight is complicated and hard to make, but he agreed that once he is free again, a lot of things can happen. He knows everyone wants that fight, but he also knows the business side makes everything slow and messy.
Do they have to give you a fight?
If I were you, I wouldn't be that excited.
Why? What do you mean? This is what we get excited about. This is our life and your life and the sport. And we want to see you in big fights.
That's true. But that fight being so complicated.
I know it's complicated, and I know it's probably a long shot at this point, but I think what's interesting is you could be a free man again.
He was then asked straight up about who he wants to fight next. He said there are two names on his mind, and he is very clear about it. He wants Jon Jones in MMA, because that is the fight everyone has been waiting for, and he wants Deontay Wilder in boxing, because that matchup has been building for a long time. Those are the two fights he really wants to chase soon.
Can you tell us what you want as clearly as possible?
What I want?
Yeah.
I want two things. I would say two things. I would say Jon Jones and Deontay Wilder.
Okay. That's very clear. Wilder in boxing, Jon Jones in MMA.
Francis Ngannou then explained that he is not fully confident that both fights will happen next year, but he believes there is always a chance. Nothing is impossible in this sport. He also said the Wilder fight looks easier to make. Right now, the MMA heavyweight division is stuck. Nothing is moving, and the situation around Jon Jones is complicated. Because of that, the Wilder fight feels more realistic at the moment.
Do you feel confident that that can happen next year?
Confident, no, but there's a chance that everything can happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like the Wilder fight is easier to make right now than the Jones fight.
Absolutely.
So how come there's no talks? It feels like this is the perfect time to make it.
It's not, the timing is good for sure, but there's still a lot of elements to put into it.
Did you see?
More than time.
Sure. Did you see Usyk say he wanted to fight Wilder?
Yeah, I mean, what you can see right now is that in the landscape, boxing landscape, heavyweight division, basically, there is kind of like a pause, and nobody is really kind of like active.
He was asked what happens when his PFL deal ends. He said that unlike his old UFC contract, this deal does not include any long freeze or hold period. Once it is over, he can sign anywhere right away. He said that is exactly what he wants because he does not want another year of sitting out.
And regarding Jon Jones, can I just ask, because again, we sit here for hours talking about this stuff, Francis. I know you're living your great life over there, but this is what we do. We have a lot of time on our hands here to talk about you and your life in the heavyweight division. And so just so I understand, if you could tell us, when the PFL deal is over, is there going to be another whole year that you have to sit out again, like with the UFC, or could you sign with someone right away? Because we want to see you resume your career and be active. That was a whole long drawn out thing a couple of years ago.
That's what I want to do as well. No, but a couple years ago, remember, he was basically out of. I had a knee surgery though.
Sure.
Also.
But yeah, they did have that period, right, where they could exclusively negotiate and then match. There was that whole thing.
Yeah, there was a period, but it wasn't also just about the period of negotiation.
Okay.
He was asked if a Jon Jones fight in 2026 is realistic. Francis Ngannou said he cannot decide that because he does not control the decision makers, but he will be open to talking to the UFC again after the PFL deal ends, if it makes sense at that time.
So true or false, in the year 2026, Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones happens?
True or false?
Yeah, that's the question for you. That's you tell me, true or false.
I don't have hand on it.
You don't? Okay.
So I'm not a decision maker.
Would you be open to going back to the UFC if they're interested? Would you be open to talking to them? I know it's not, as easy as just saying yes, but are you open to reigniting that relationship, at least talking about it?
Well, that's what I was doing before he fell off.
Experts had a lot to say about this interview, starting with Chael Sonnen, who said that Francis Ngannou went completely off on his own. During that interview, he pointed out that Francis Ngannou suddenly started talking about PFL and at the same time hinted that he wanted to fight in the UFC. Again, Chael said it looked like Francis Ngannou had a specific plan in mind because he mentioned Jon Jones as the opponent he wants and even mentioned the White House as the event. Chael was confused about why Francis Ngannou brought this up because it did not sound like he was making any real fight announcement. He was not talking about facing the winner of any upcoming fight, and he was not talking about a date for his next matchup.
Francis goes on to Ariel, and he went into business for himself. He started talking about the PFL. He started insinuating that he would like to fight in the UFC. I think he had Jon Jones as the specific opponent, and he had the White House as the specific event. And he went on to say, my contract with the PFL will be up. And he made a comment, they owe me one more fight. And I don't know why he made that comment. What was the point on that? Because it wasn't a fight announcement. It wasn't I'm going to watch Vieira and Nemkov and be in the front row and face off and be ready to take on the winner. It wasn't a fight announcement at all.
Chael explained that Francis Ngannou was not acting like someone who was preparing for a confirmed fight. Instead, he said it felt like Francis Ngannou was focusing more on telling people that PFL owes him something. Chael said that Francis Ngannou then tied this into wanting Jon Jones in the UFC, which made the whole thing even more confusing, because he was jumping from PFL to UFC in the same conversation.
I think I'm going to be in the ring somewhere around February or March. It was, they owe me one more fight. I want to fight Jon Jones in the UFC on the White House. And so I was just wondering, is this an implication that you have an athlete that's read his contract, has come to an interpretation that they owe him a fight, and is getting ready to attempt to exercise that? Which is a very nice way of me saying he's going to sue them and demand a purse. Now, we just don't do that in this business. We just don't.
When Dana White was asked about Francis Ngannou, he talked about a moment that made him feel completely done with Francis Ngannou. He said Francis Ngannou tried to keep a conversation going after Dana already ended it, and even stopped him from walking away. For Dana, that confirmed that they were not on the same page and that the situation was getting uncomfortable. He said this was one of those moments where he realized he did not want to stay in business with him anymore.
And this guy just used to wander around UFC headquarters like this was his house. This guy literally spent the whole day here. Breakfast, lunch, fucking dinner, you know. So I started to walk out and he put his hand on my chest. He says, "We're not done talking yet." And I said, "Oh, we're fucking done talking." Mm-hmm. You know, it's not like, you know, Francis Ngannou came in here and was like physically, but that's what went down. Mm-hmm. And I tell you guys all the time, we're in the fucking fight business. Mm-hmm. Shit happens. And you don't have enough fucking time in your life for me to tell you all the stories that have happened behind the scenes and what goes on around here.
Dana was then asked if there is any chance of bringing Francis Ngannou back for a Jon Jones fight. Now, he made it clear he has no interest in that. He said he does not want to work with someone he does not like or does not trust. He said he is fine with letting fighters go if they do not fit the UFC. Dana finished by saying he has no issue with fighters who act like tough guys in certain moments. He said that it is normal in fighting, but he does not want to deal with people he considers difficult or not good to work with. So for him, the door for Francis Ngannou is closed, and he does not see any future between them, even if Francis Ngannou wants the Jon Jones fight.
When somebody shows you who they are, fucking believe them. You're both fucking wrong, and I guess you're gonna have to learn the hard way. And here we are.
So safe to say, no interest in bringing him back. Better just, you know?
I don't know how I can make it any more fucking clear.
Fair. I do wonder how PFL feel about him going out and saying that his contract's nearly done.
There was nothing that made me happier than throwing that guy over to the fucking PFL.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, if we let guys go, feel bad for the fucking company that gets them. We let them go for a fucking reason.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't have to let anybody go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to be in business with guys that I don't like and that I don't think are good guys. And when you talk about good guys and bad guys, I'm in the fight business. Mm-hmm. Shit happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty lenient when it comes to tough guy shit. Mm-hmm. I'm not lenient with bad guy shit.
MMA Guru talked about how PFL feels with Francis Ngannou right now. He said PFL let Francis Ngannou do everything he wanted. They let him chase big boxing names, take huge paychecks, and go back and forth online about fighting Jon Jones. But in return, he only gave them one real fight and nothing else they could use. He said PFL thinks they got nothing back from Francis Ngannou, except small things like wearing their merch. Sometimes they feel like they invested millions and trusted him, but he didn't show up for them the way they expected. MMA Guru said PFL feels they were taken advantage of because they helped him so much and didn't get value in return. At the end of the day, this whole situation with Francis Ngannou, Jon Jones, Dana White, and PFL has turned into one big circle of mixed feelings. Everyone wants these huge fights. Everyone has their own side of the story, and fans are just waiting to see who actually steps in the cage next. Nothing is confirmed, nothing is locked in, and that's why the debate keeps getting bigger every week. If these matchups ever happen, they will shake the whole sport. If they don't, then people will keep arguing about who was right, who was wrong, and who really wanted the fight more. It's one of those storylines that refuses to die because everyone has something to say about it. Let us know in the comments below what you think.